Hello everyone, welcome to Redbus TS channel. In this video, we'll look at the recent guidance given by USCIS related to public charge rule that was actually instituted by Trump administration. We'll look at what they said and how does it impact all visa holders including H1B, H4 and what does it mean for the future. So this is what we'll cover in this video. We'll look at the background, we'll look at the guidance and the summary. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, do subscribe to our channel for getting regular updates. So this is the news, right? First is what we saw on DHS website on March 9th, where they actually put up their stance on, based on executive order, what they plan to do. And after that, in a couple of days, this is what USCIS updated their website as well. So this is the actual news that we're talking about. Yeah. First, as a background for everybody, if you're new to understand what this public charge rule is. This was actually created by Trump administration back in 2019, August of 2019. And the reason for that was the previous public charge rule, which existed, did not really clearly define what is a public benefit versus a public charge. Public charge is basically becoming burden to the US government, right? That's what they mean. And there is no systematic way to determine if foreigners are coming to the country and applying for green card would be considered as a public charge. So what they did was they basically took, that feedback and they gave a general scope of what USCIS would consider as a benefit to be used, that counts towards a public charge. So they put in a bunch of these programs like general assistance programs, supplemental social income program, temporary assistance for needy families, food stamps, Medicaid, a lot of them, right, which are typically used by underprivileged, population or who are actually very new. These are technically used to actually survive, right? So all of these, they put up a list of these things and they said that unless you're exempt from that, if you use any of these above public benefits, for more than 12 months in a 36-month period before that, they'll be considered as a public charge. And once you're considered a public charge, then you cannot get your green card, that for adjustment of status. So that was the rationale that they had. And there was a lot of pushback all over the country because it was affecting quite a big number. It is estimated about 382,000 people would be impacted by that. And this was challenged in many courts and even went to Supreme Court. And eventually, Supreme Court said that USCIS can go ahead while this is not clarified, whatever, right? And then USCIS published saying that from February 24th, they would apply this. And then we had the COVID situation. There was some hold on this, and again eventually they again started accepting, right? Now what has changed since Biden administration has taken office is there was basically an executive order that was done by the Biden administration which said to review all the position of USCIS and various courts and cases. So based on that, they said that on March 9th that they won't defend their position in a court, and that's what triggered this. So there was a stay that was lifted by a court in Illinois, and then that resulted in a court order that taking effect that removed the public charge. So that's what has happened. This is based on Executive Order 14012. And it's essentially, the government not defending their position. That's what created this public charge rule, new public charge rule to be removed. Now, what does it mean, right? So now removal is one part. Now, how does the overall thing work, right? So if you look at it, the first thing is, whatever public charge rule that was instituted by Trump administration back in August 2019, it was a big 37 pages document, right? A lot of changes in that. So that is technically removed. So they won't apply that thing, yeah? So what they said is they will not apply the revised guidance from August 2019, and they will use the original interim field guidance from 1999. This has been there for quite some time, and they will stick to that old guidance that was there. And they will not consider any of the public benefits used towards the public charge going forward. So if you have used any of the programs that that the Trump administration put in the list, like Medicaid, any of these things, they will not consider that towards public charge for applications from March 9th and going forward as well. And all the public pending applications that were, that are with USCIS will also not be assessed based on the old public charge rule. So that is what they also clarified. So if you submitted something and it's been there for sitting for some time, and then they won't use that. And also one important thing is, if you're a non-immigrant visa holder like H1B, H4, there is also a section that was related to public charge. So they will not use that anymore for for all these visa holders. When you apply for work visa or even a change of status using, or any of these visa holders, right? So they won't apply this. Apart from that, they also said that there is no need to submit form I-944, one of the biggest forms actually. I-944 has a tremendous amount of information in that, so that you have to file using adjustment of status. So they said that you don't have to submit this I-944 form anymore, because originally they removed the public charge rule from Trump era, right? And also there are sections in form, typical forms of H1B, work visa forms, or even I-529 forms for H4 and other forms, right? There are like part 6 and part 5 where you need to fill in public charge information. So they are not going to use that, and you don't have to fill these sections. That's what they say. And pending applications, if let's say USA has asked, and you submitted these things, and they will not use that even though you submitted them. And if you're given an RFE or a NOID, notice of intent to deny, right? Then based on this, then you don't have to submit any of these, because they won't be assessed based on the new revised rule from 2019. But what they will do is you need to respond to that, and based on the requirements from the original 1999 guidance. So nothing changes there. Yeah. And also what they said is they will give some more guidance on what are the affected forms, because when the public charge rule was came into effect, there are a lot of forms that changed, and they added these public charge rule related sections. So what they said is as of now you can continue to use the existing forms, and you can leave those forms blank, and they will look at these things and more guidance how they will revise those forms. So that's what they said. Now, other than that, what is the reality, right? So the reality is that this public charge rule was one of the biggest issues during Trump administration era, and it was actually big one, because there was about 382,000 people that were technically impacted based on the analysis that was done. So that was a very, very big deal, and it was actually a part of the campaign promise by Biden administration. So Biden administration actually promised to remove this. And in fact, they did, and all they did was not defend the government position that actually removed this rule. So removing public charge rule does not mean that there will be no public charge assessment. Yeah. So this is very, very important to understand this. The public charge rule has been there in the US since 1880s. Yeah, and there were revisions done over the years. But it's just that Trump administration just took it to the extreme, like putting so many things in there, and they made it super complicated and very, very tough for people coming from any of the countries, from third world countries, any of these, to put in a lot of requirements that basically practically makes a lot of people impossible to qualify. Right? That's what they did. So now, what they did is, what the current public charge rule, or the old one, 1999 one, all the rationale for that is any person moving to US have to be self-sufficient, and they do not become burden for the US taxpayer money, right? And the fundamental logic is that you cannot just to come to US and just live on government food stamps or Medicare and benefits, and you need to be self-sufficient. So in a nutshell, the summary is that the Trump administration era's public charge rule is completely removed, and they're not going to apply any of the guidance from there. But the existing one that was before 2019, which was 1999 guidance, will be assessed as before. So you need to factor in that, and you need to be prepared based on that lines. Yeah. So overall, it's a positive sign for a lot of people waiting, and it will actually have a positive climate for immigrants, I would say. Overall, it's a good move. So again, thank you for watching, everybody. Hopefully it was insightful. Do subscribe to our channel for getting regular updates.